take a time to just pause for a moment and just maybe close your eyes and listen to this message as I read it to you. Try to hear it through the lens of somebody who's hearing it for the first time, okay? So here we go. I'm going to read this first little one-liner to you. Many Christian leaders waste an enormous amount of time and energy trying to design their own financial ministry for their community. At Compass, we guide leaders like you with a personalized discipleship strategy fit for your tribe, so you can make an even greater impact and see people break free from money problems as they learn to handle finances God's way. We just pause there a moment. Feedback or thoughts from you, Dan?
I'm just reading it. Sorry, Rob, just to kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it is accurate into what folks are feeling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go on. So this would be what I would consider to be the one-liner, or the simple elevator pitch message for Compass. If people were to say, well, so what do you do? What does Compass do? Rather than saying we're a resource, community for Christian leaders, I would say, a lot of people wasted an enormous amount of time trying to create their own financial ministry, or their own financial resources for their community as they try to train them. So at Compass, we work with leaders just like you, help you create a discipleship strategy that it works for your people, that's fit for your tribe, so you can get back to making a greater impact and see people break free from money problems. That would be kind of the one-liner: the problem, solution, and then life after is the formula for this.
Yes.
And it can be adapted as you're in different environments. You can really customize this problem to be relevant to the community that you're trying to speak to or work with or connect with. And as your counselors are meeting with people by phone, they may start there by trying to understand, well, what are some of the challenges that you're dealing with, and maybe position those problems as the issues that Compass is positioned to solve. So this is more formulaic. What I did is I went and I wrote some longer form copy as well to kind of just give you a sense of each of those 7 elements. So let me read this to you now as the next step. So this is kind of your brand communicating to the world. You're a change agent in God's kingdom. You don't just listen to God's word, you live it. And right now, you feel called to lead your tribe into a life of true financial stewardship. When it comes to discipleship, there's no quick fix. Transformation goes beyond any single class or study. It's a journey, not a destination. But you've never waited for someone else to act. Your people are faced with a wide range of financial problems and confusions, whether rich or poor, young or old. You want to make an impact, but today you're on your own. We get it. It can feel frustrating to have a heart to help others grow, yet spend so much time trying to assemble all the tools, resources, and strategy to do it well. At Compass Finances God's Way, we believe true financial discipleship goes beyond any single class or study. That's why every day we equip leaders like you with the tools, coaching, and community you need to help your people become financial disciples who discover the joy of handling money God's way. By God's grace, our biblically rooted resources have impacted over 60 million people worldwide. We've witnessed incredible transformations, and so will you. Help your people handle finances God's way in 3 simple steps. Step 1, schedule a call. In this complimentary conversation, we'll help you clarify your most effective discipleship style and explore tools, systems, and coaching to empower you. Step 2, design your plan. Next, we'll develop a plan tailored to your tribe's unique needs so you can move forward with confidence. And step 3, ongoing support. You're never alone. You'll have a team of financial pros behind you offering on-demand advice and guidance, helping you make your greatest impact in your community or church. Or we could just end as an alternate there, to make your greatest impact. Don't live another day wondering if you could change more lives. Schedule a call with us today and get the support you need to help your people break free from money issues and begin handling finances God's way. And schedule a call.
Great.
So this, as we mentioned before, it's kind of like a 7-stringed guitar, each of these SB7 elements. When you use all of them to write a piece of music, this is kind of the long form that it looks like. When you use 2 or 3 of them, kind of in a sidearm, if you will, this is what the one-liner could look like. But this is all of those pieces connecting together. So how did that sound to you based on the work we've done from our discovery?
This is Kyle. I really like that last part. This red group, I forgot what you said it was. That just really was the whole scope and really resonated with me. Thought that was really well done. My only thing that when I hear this for the first time is, for me personally, would be changing the word tribe to more community. That's just, that word just stuck out and stick out
So yeah, I love it, Kyle. You feel the tension I'm feeling in writing this copy too. So tribe interchangeably with people, like lead your people, lead your tribe. But maybe tribe is a bit more high calorie than it needs to be. Maybe it is as simple as your people or your community. So do I hear you right on that, Kyle, that your preference would be to lose the word tribe and lean more into just people or community?
I think so. I think that fits more with our culture.
Yep.
And the word tribe feels a little too trendy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah. In my best effort, Kyle, I'm trying to diversify that phrase a little bit, but I get it. And this is where it's so helpful to have your feedback. Yeah, thank you. Yep.
What I really liked is that last section, I could just see Dan on a video or Nick on a video sharing that, and that really engaged me drawing people.
Yes. In fact, if I could just follow up on that, Kyle, to that point, I've had clients that have taken this exact phraseology, this wording, like the SB7 long form that I wrote for you, and they've put B-roll video on top of it, and they've interlaced it with like the founder or the CEO speaking into the camera, like a talking head video. But as they're reading through this, kind of through teleprompter, they're interlacing with B-roll shots that kind of tell the story as well. And it really is a nice summary piece that, man, in 90 seconds to 120 seconds, it could really summarize what it is Compass is about.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. Great. Thank you very much. I think that was an improvement big time. So thank you for your feedback on that. Anything from you, Nick, Dan?
The only thing I see that one is, I think we talked about, probably would take out the word stewardship. Since we don't use that too many other places.
Could we use, I wonder about true financial, I don't want to overuse discipleship because of how many times I'm using that. What about
Yep.
true financial wisdom? True financial, I don't want to say financial peace.
Yeah. Yep. Faithfulness.
How about of wise financial management? Is that faithfulness? This seems a little like, what does that mean? True financial faithfulness.
Mhm.
I can come back to that though.
Okay.
Yep. Nick, any feedback from you?
Yeah, Rob, I'm with Kyle and Dan that I think it resonates well with what we've been talking about. Can you go up to the single sentence, single phrase? Yeah, I think my concern or my feedback is, where we say we want to see people break free from money problems, I think we want people to do more than that. I don't think that really gets to the depth of, we really want to see people become free to serve the Lord rather than break free from money problems. Although breaking free from money problems is an outcome, it's making disciples is the objective, and breaking free from money issues or money traps or deceitfulness is a preferred outcome as well. So I'd like to see us just massage that a little more broadly into, helping people become free, for freedom's sake.
Let me just try this out here, and I don't know if you see the screen here, Nick.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so personalized discipleship strategy fit for your community. So you can make an even greater impact and see people become free from money. Free from money. This is the contrast moment where we give them sprinkle failure, but then shower them with success. So what is, freedom means something when there's a problem that we're contrasting it with. Break free from money as they learn how to handle finances God's way. From the love of money.
Yeah.
Maybe problems is a little bit too hard. What do you think about issues? Is that's like a half a step toning it down. It can still imply problems, but it also could imply complexities of wealth.
Yeah, and I think if we're telling people that we're going to give them, a personalized discipleship strategy fit for your community, and then people breaking free from money issues, that they don't need a personalized discipleship strategy to break free from money issues. A credit union can help them with a debt snowball, for example.
Yep.
It's not the issue. Issues maybe gets closer to what I'm trying to get at. It's more from, breaking free from the, again, I'm going to tack it up here a little bit, but, breaking free from emotional, stressful symptoms that come from being caught up, in money issues or, something like that. The symptoms of money issues or...
What if we used, I'm just exploring some verbiage here. Many Christian leaders spend, I wonder about spend versus waste because I don't want to be offensive to them. That's why I put it in there. An enormous amount of time and energy trying to design their own financial ministry for their community. At Compass, we guide leaders just like you with a personalized discipleship strategy fit for your people so you can make an even greater impact and help others handle finances God's way. What if it's just clean? So let me put it all together here for us if you're looking at the screen. And I apologize, Kyle, you might not be able to see this, but this is essentially, I can read it for you one more time. So can you see this one in bold here, Nick?
Yes.
Okay. Kyle, for your benefit, I'll read it. Okay, this is an update to the one-liner. Many Christian leaders spend an enormous amount of money and energy, or time and energy, trying to design their own financial ministry for their community. At Compass, we guide leaders like you with a personalized discipleship strategy fit for your people, so you can make an even greater impact and help others handle finances God's way.
Yeah, I like that, except that the help others handle finances God's way. They handle finances God's way. Help others, we're doing more than financing. It's what does that outcome look like? I think it gets back to freedom. And maybe we help others experience the freedom that comes from handling money God's way, or something like that.
Dan, any thoughts from you on that?
Sorry, Rob, I had to step out for a second. Tell my wife.
Yep, no problem.
So as I read back through this, I guess need a few minutes to digest and then process. I'm not sure that when I look at the first sentence, I don't know that if I see a lot of leaders spending enormous amount of time and energy trying to design their own financial ministry. I feel like at this stage of the game, they're not trying to build a financial ministry. They're they I don't know. That's probably what I'm stuck on. I'm not sure that they're I don't think they know what to do, at all. So it's like, I don't know if maybe they are spending an enormous amount of time and energy. I don't know. I just don't know if it's that part of the frustration that these change agents are feeling is that really hits home with them. Because if that's supposed to, if that first part really is supposed to help me identify the problem, at my own church, we're not spending a lot of time and energy, wait, I'll go back to that line again.
Yep. Go ahead.
I don't know that we're spending an enormous amount of time and energy. It's going nowhere because it's lack of vision. It's perishing. There is no strategy. There is no vision for it. And it's just like, well, we just, let's just offer Ramsey. So I don't know. That's probably why that part of it's still now that I digest a little bit. I like the second part, that, hey, this is what we help you do. I'm just not sure if that's the problem that many of them are identifying with.
Sure. Yeah, we said when we met that they're on their own and their time and resources are limited. They've been piecing it together on their own, don't have a place to call home, no community, no place.
Yeah.
Frustrated. Is there anyone else doing this out there? Why am I inventing the wheel by myself?
Yeah, so Rob, from my perspective, piggybacking on what Dan was saying, it's maybe not that those leaders are spending time designing, they're spending time looking for or exploring options or, trying to figure out what that vision is. They don't even have a vision to start with in many cases, to Dan's point. So they can't design something because they've still got a blank sheet of paper. So maybe they're wasting time or spending an inordinate amount of time just exploring. Or they're frustrated because they're spending a lot of time doing programs that doesn't lead to freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Nick. That's, or they're what they're looking for is what do I mean? Most of the leaders, right, is well, we've done Ramsey, but then what? Like what's next, or how do we go beyond that, or we're not getting the results we want.
Yeah, from a simplistic point of view, I would say their frustration is that they don't know how.
Yes.
Don't know how what? Looking for, they don't know how to what, Kyle?
I don't know how to help serve, meet the needs of their community or church. So, to Dan's point, they just do great. They just put a program together.
What if we were to say, I'm just thinking this through. Many Christian leaders, what I'm getting into my mind is they settle for a single class to solve all of their discipleship woes and realize it's just woefully inadequate.
Uh-huh.
Is that the same thing that I'm hearing from you all? Many leaders.
Yeah. Or maybe many leaders are frustrated by they're frustrated because there's not, how do you, I said this to a guy this last week. I said, what do you do when the music stops playing? Where do people dance? And what I meant by that was when the class is over, how do you help people continue to grow? How do you help them continue to be growing on this discipleship journey? It's not a class. It's a process. It's not it's a journey, not a destination, back to our other language. And it resonated with him because he said, yeah, right. Because there's nothing left. There's nothing after that.
Mm-hmm.
And people know there's more, right? There's the frustration is I know there's got to be something more than just offering this class. This class is not meeting. People keep saying, well, we've done Ramsey, but it's not producing the fruit that we want. People aren't giving more. They're not, some other vernacular we've been using, like they're not making spirit-led financial decisions. They're still, they're not making those spirit-led financial decisions that lead to peace and joy. They're making I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, so and again, I can give this some additional thought here, but I'm kind of going down a thought path. Many leaders realize financial discipleship is more than any one class or book. At Compass, I think there needs to be more contrast. That's not enough contrast here. Okay, let me give that some thought, Dan. I don't want to use much more of our time unless you guys have a clear, aha moment that you want to include in this.
Okay.
But the core of the brand script of what we came up with comes from the long form copy. And it sounds like, given the time, this does ring the bell. If we had the 90 to 120 seconds to really involve somebody, this is accurate. This does ring the bell. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay, good deal. Excellent. So the one-liner kind of rides in conjunction with it, and we can fine-tune that. Absolutely. This is the core, though. The purpose for this long-form copy is to validate the core elements of your brand script, which we have up here. And once we say, yep, that does sing the song of our ideal audience, then we've confirmed our brand script, and now we have what we need to build future collateral pieces, whether that be the website wireframe. We've got some ideas that we can start pulling together for the lead generators and different ways that we might involve this message in your overall branding. Good. And any other insights or thoughts or feedback, Nick, Kyle? Nick?
No, I'm good, Rob.
Okay. Okay, so then with that, with the just confirmation of this longer form, our next step is that I would send this to you, that you would have it, be able to share it with others, start kicking it around and really fine-tuning it. From there, we can take the next step to look at executing through other branding components that we talked about, website wireframe, and different elements on the full marketing roadmap that StoryBrand lays out. So I think in our next conversation, we should talk through the implementation of your message in those different elements. But I'd like you to live with this for a few days to really get a sense of this message. You know, this is your first time sitting or first time seeing it, so you should sit with it for a couple of days and really let it set with you, because we really want to be clear that this is it, this nails it, as I mentioned, because this serves as a platform for the future components.
Yeah, good.
Does that make sense, Dan?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Good. So I will follow up by sending this to you. And then you all can have that internally. And I'll give that some thought here as we wrap up our call. I'll give some thought to a couple of versions of that one-liner as well, and see if you know, either of the options that I lay out before you that I'll type into this, you know, connect one over the other as well. And you can give some, you know, reflection on that.
Great.
Okay. Good. So that's our next step. So step one, I give this to you. Step two, you guys look through it. Step three, at least Dan and I, or the broader group, we could circle back to fine tune certainly, or explore the next steps for execution of the message through the other elements.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate it.
Good. You bet. And so Dan, you said you're not at the home office right now in Orlando.
No.
Is there what's a good phone number? I gotta just have a one-to-one quick conversation with you after this. What's the best phone number to reach you?
My mobile, 419-310-1720.
1720. Okay, great. I'll give you a jingle real quick here as we wrap up.
Okay, great.
Okay, good. Excellent. Any other questions, guys, for our time today?
No, thank you, Rob. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, very well. Very well. Thanks, Nick. You also, brother. And Kyle, drive safe. Hope you're able to keep your hands on the steering wheel during all this.
He drives with his toes.
Okay. Oh, it looks like if I look at the roster, maybe Kyle had to jump off here. So hope he's okay.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
Thanks, Rob.
Hey,
Okay, talk to you in a minute.
All right. Yeah, you bet. Bye-bye.